take us down." As the Vulture descended, the screen kept the image of the metallic object centered. Approaching the surface of the asteroid to one side of the object, the Vulture, a ship that resembled a black maggot 10 meters long, spat out anchor spears, trailing lines. Brief flashes lighting the screen told Salvor that the bolt charges had blown the anchor spears into the rock, and, as the little craft pulled itself down, he stood and propelled himself back from the cockpit. "I wonder why it's remained on the surface. There's not enough gravity to counter the centrifugal force here," he said, as he took his helmet from its locker, clicked it onto the neck ring of the suit he wore, and activated his suit's system. If it hit while hot, then it's likely it fused to the rock below. Vulture was speaking inside Salvor's helmet. Or some part of it might be snagged into the ground. But there's also the possibility that it was fixed to this asteroid somehow. That gave Salvor pause. "You mean there might be someone alive inside it?" "That, or some remaining AI or computerized system." "Well, it's been a year since the Occam Razor was fried, so any surviving humans would be dead or in cold sleep by now." Salvo pushed himself through the cramped cabin to the airlock, the inner door of which Vulture was already opening. He crammed himself into this even more cramped space, while the inner door closed and the lock cycled. Eventually the outer door opened, and he stuck his feet out into the clarity of vacuum. As he stepped down, the suit opened a display in the bottom right-hand corner of his visor to tell him it had turned on the gecko function of his boot soles, and to ask if he would like to change this. The suit, being semi-AI, had already scanned his surroundings and was anticipating his needs. He ignored the screen, and after a moment it flicked off. As soon as his feet touched the scoured stone of the asteroid, his boot soles bonded, and he began walking across to the titanic piece of wreckage as if across a floor smeared with tar. "It's noticeable that the stalk section has been detached rather than broken away," Vulture told him over comm. Salvo scanned down the 100-meter stalk. He saw that it was square in section and about 10 meters across, and all down its length were interface points for fiber optics, gas ducts, and fluid pipes. Mating plugs were still engaged in some of these, their pipes, ducts, and optics sheared away and trailing into vacuum. Also along its surfaces were many other linkages and devices, long racks of gear teeth, hydraulic rams, grav plates, generators, and heavy load step motors. It was evident that this object was something the Occam Razor could move about inside itself. The far end of the stalk was sealed and attached to some huge hydraulic engine, its mating sockets open to vacuum. Many Polity battleships possess the utility to rearrange their internal structure for optimum efficiency. Evidently this is part of that movable structure, Vulture told him. "Really?" Salvo replied dryly. The main part of the object was spherical and about 50 meters in diameter, the profusion of sensor arrays at its far end giving it the appearance of a flowering thistle head. Upon reaching it, Salvo inspected underneath and saw that it had indeed fused to the asteroid, and that this melting process had produced runnels of black rock possessing a disconcertingly organic appearance. But he'd seen weird shit like that often enough before while surveying asteroids. It didn't mean anything. Eventually, standing where the sensor arrays speared overhead in a metallic forest, he spotted something that looked like an escape hatch. It was partially open, and water ice frosted the shadowy ground below. This immediately told Salvo that it was unlikely anyone was alive inside, because